was a very emotional day in court. Chances are you watched this as friends and family of the 4 victims of the Idaho killer Bryan Kohberger confronted him during sentencing, including a roommate who survived that terrible night. He admitted to murdering college students Gayle King, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin as part of a plea deal. Jonathan Bigliotti was inside the courtroom and joins us from Boise. Jonathan, boy, it was heartbreaking yesterday. I could not turn away. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gayle. It was heartbreaking. What we heard from parents was the shattered hope their children would live better lives than them. Even the judge at times struggled to hold back tears. I was in that courtroom, seated just a few feet away from Bryan Kohberger. I watched as he remained emotionless. At no point did he offer any explanation for his actions.
You didn't win.
From biting words,
I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer.
to tears.
That was the worst day of my life. And I know it always will be.
It was an emotional and somber day for the family and friends of the Forest Lane University of Idaho students as they confronted their loved one's killer, Bryan Kohberger, in court on Wednesday at his sentencing hearing.
What he did shattered me in places I didn't know could break.
For the first time, we heard from one of the 2 surviving roommates.
They don't see the panic attacks, the way I scan every room I enter, the way I flinch at sudden sounds.
Maddie Mogen's dad reflected on losing his only daughter.
She's the only great thing I ever really did, and the only thing I was really ever proud of.
Gayle Gonzalez's father turned his podium toward the man who killed his daughter.
Your actions have united everyone in their disgust for you.
Kaylee's sister, Olivia.
You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. You are not profound. You're pathetic.
There were also words of forgiveness.
Jesus has allowed me to forgive you for murdering my daughter without you even being sorry.
Guilty.
Kohberger pled guilty earlier this month as part of a plea deal to avoid the death penalty. Late Wednesday, Moscow police released hundreds of documents about the investigation, revealing details from the night of the murders, including that the killer was heard by a surviving roommate in the house saying, "It's okay, I'm gonna help you." The documents also revealed the gruesome number of times each victim was stabbed, one of them over 50. As the prosecutor put up photos of Madison Mogen, Gayle Gonzalez, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in court yesterday, Kohberger sat emotionless, as he did throughout the roughly 2-hour hearing. He uttered only 3 words when asked if he wished to make a comment.
I respectfully decline.
An emotional Judge Hippler said this before sentencing him to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole.
No parent should ever have to bury their child.
Outside the court, the families consoled each other.
Steve, why was it important for you to look him directly in the eyes?
I looked her straight in the eyes and I just seen black holes. We've been waiting a long time to say some of those things that needed to be said.
There is so much pain. The judge in his closing remarks urging families to move beyond the why, saying it would only empower Bryan Kohberger. But easier said than done. A family member, the aunt of Xana Kernodle, speaking directly to Kohberger, offered him her phone number so they could talk at a later time about what happened, Tony.
Jonathan, powerful coverage once again. We were also talking about the eyes of Kohberger you see there, and even the judge there from the bench said that he's removing him forever from civilized society.
But when he says, you know, we should drop not knowing the why, I think that's, as Jonathan just said, easier said than done. I'm haunted by the fact that he apparently had no connection to any of these people, and he went in there and did that. But the most powerful thing came from the sister, Olivia, her questions that she asked. Where was the murder weapon, the clothes you wore that night? What did you bring into the house? What were you thinking? What were Kaylee's last words? What was the secret weapon? If you're really smart, do you think you'd be here right now? She really tried to. She was very thoughtful in her presentation.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful.
And it wasn't just a victim impact statement. It was a psychological dissection of a killer's ego. And she dismantled that man in the courtroom.
We're going to talk about it more in a bit. Jonathan, thank you again.